Here in the Asheville area, unfortunately, supply runs have been a real necessity for so many folks in the wake of Hurricane Helene. I'm just a small channel, so please share this video so that other people can see what really needs to be done here. That's a little sketchy. On Saturday and Sunday, at the end of the first week after the storm, I was able to get involved with Biltmore Church in running supplies. On Saturday, I was tasked to do a well check in the Bernie Mountain area and run some supplies up there as well. Thankfully, the person that I was sent to check on was totally fine, but her son was at home and he was able to lead me around the neighborhood and I could distribute some supplies. Also, I was able to route information for the large tree blocking their power access to try to bring some normalcy back to the mountain. This is the drive on Bernie Mountain, which is just outside of the Asheville area. The local residents had done a ton of timber clearing to get what is normally a pretty well-maintained gravel road back up to usable condition. Biltmore Church, especially the Arden campus, has really become well supplied with donations, tons of volunteers. It's really become quite a massive relief organization at this point. They function through donations directly, as well as through 828strong.com, and also through Biltmore Church's website as well, which is closely tied to 828 Strong. A lot of the roads are washed out, weakened, or just flat out gone. It's really, really rough when you start getting just a little bit into the mountains outside of Asheville. And when I say outside of Asheville, where I'm driving now is about 15 minutes from my home in Fletcher, North Carolina, which is right next to the Asheville airport. Although on the Saturday trip I encountered a lot of downed trees, the Sunday trip, which is coming up later in this video, shows how extreme the conditions became after the storm and the horrible tragedy that occurred up there as well. On day 2, I actually go up to the Garin Creek area above Girton and Fairview to the town of Craigtown, which was devastated by this storm. The Sunday video starts at the 5-minute 7-second mark, and that's the trip up to Garin Creek and Craigtown. Although most folks in this area seem to be pretty well prepared, and since the road was partially cleared, could get out, there were some folks that couldn't leave their house, and so a few extra supplies were welcome. So on these runs, I took medical gear and recovery gear, as well as plenty of radios, which I wound up lending a few of those out. So trying to take as minimal of a loadout as I could to allow more space for supplies, I did bring 2 full jerry cans of fuel just in case. These roads are definitely not in good shape. Not a place to drive unless you have an absolute purpose and reason to be there. A lot of telephone poles, power lines, trees are all leaning on wires and precariously perched overhead, so it's risky just driving down the road, not to mention the road itself. And by road, I don't mean this one in particular, I mean most roads just outside of Asheville in the mountains are really in bad shape. On Sunday, we had the unexpected opportunity to unload a CH-47 that was hovering overhead and actually landed at the first aid station where we stopped. We were able to unload the whole thing by hand, which was quite an experience. The crew was from the 82nd Airborne, and we really appreciate everything they're doing in our area to help with the relief process. It's important to note that most of Asheville is above 2,000 feet elevation, so most of what you're seeing is creek overflow and mountain runoff and mudslides. I'm going this way. Yeah. Let's see. I'm hauling water and fuel on this load. So I met up with some people that have a medical need, and they're going up to a mountain to clear it, and we'll see what we see. We started again at Biltmore Church this morning, and as of this spot in the road, this is only about 20 minutes from the church, so you don't have to go far from normal and urban settings to flat out disaster. There's enough of that in the residential areas as well. I was traveling with 2 trucks, and one of them was pulling a trailer. It was this section of road right here that led to a flat tire and an absolutely smashed rim on the trailer. There will be links in the description on where to donate and how to help. You know, just like I mentioned before, those charities are definitely in major need now. But longer term needs are also going to be there for like Manna Food Bank, which is pretty much a mainstay of Asheville assistance programs, which was shut down due to Hurricane Helene, will definitely be really taxed with the demands they're going to have moving forward. As we pulled into our first drop location, a CH-47 landed, which we were able to unload. It was full of FEMA water, MREs, generators, gas, and a lot of other items, like propane and diapers. We had no idea it was going to be landing there at that time. We just so happened to be there at the right place at the right time. We just unloaded a full Chinook. Now it's time to go up the mountain. Thanks. Thank you for what you're doing.
Yep.
It might not look like it, but this is still a paved road. There are several places where the bridges are gone or the road's washed out, and we actually have to dip down into the riverbed to get to the rest of the road. See, those cars are absolutely crushed. For the rest of the video, I'm going to keep my commentary out of it. This is an area of extreme devastation where lives have been lost and some lives will never be the same. I think it's important to see how bad things really are so people will really get involved and help. It doesn't matter how, just do something. Whatever you can find in your heart to do. These people need it. This area needs it more than we've ever known. I really appreciate you watching this video, really for what it means. And it really means that we need help. It was an honor to help with these folks, and it's definitely a couple of days that I'll never forget, and there are many more days of reaching out and helping out to come. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. Urban Search and Rescue, state of Vermont. It's great to have your help.
You need propane?
There's where the road used to be. My gosh.
Thank you.
That is surreal.